my name is Gabe Zollner. Got a couple of questions to ask. Does anyone know what the Connecticut shooter, Adam Lanza, have in common with the Aurora, Colorado movie shooter, James Holmes? Interesting, huh? Well, they do have something in common. Now, apparently, Adam Lanza's father, Peter Lanza, he was the tax director for General Electric. You know, that's the corporation that paid zero taxes on $14.2 billion in profit. Yeah, well, that's also run by Jeffrey Immel, and he's Obama's job czar. Yeah, the same guy that sent 25,000 jobs over to China. But anyway, that's a different story. Well, Peter Lanza was scheduled to testify in the ongoing global LIBOR scandal. Now, the LIBOR is the rate that banks charge each other when they're transferring money between themselves. Amazingly, Robert Holmes, the father of James Holmes, was also a LIBOR witness. And he worked as the one of the chief fraud investigators at FICO, F-I-C-O. What's interesting is HSBC, which I think we're all familiar with, they've already paid a $1.9 billion fine. Question: what are the odds of both of these mass murderers' fathers both to testify in a $1 trillion LIBOR scandal? On that same note, what did James Holmes have in common with Gerald Loeffner? You know, the man that shot Gabriel Gifford in the head and killed all those other innocent people, including that little 14-year-old girl. Well, what they had in common is when they were arrested, they both looked like they were clearly out of their minds. And it wasn't just that evening or when they were arrested. They looked like they were out of their minds for a period of time. All you have to do is Google it. Take a look at what they look like when they were arrested. Clearly not connected. Adam Lanza killed himself, reportedly, so we have no way of knowing if he would have appeared the same way as did Loeffler and Holmes. The coincidences are impossible not to believe that there is a definite connection. The Obama administration is following the words of Rahm Emanuel. And what he said is, never waste a good crisis. Well, taking away Americans' Second Amendment rights is not the answer. Guns don't kill people. People kill people. On 9/11, as we all know, hijackers hijacked a number of aircraft, and they flew them into different buildings, the Twin Towers and the Pentagon. And they didn't have guns. They had box cutters. And they killed 3,000 plus innocent people. Disarming honest, law-abiding citizens, all that'll do is create more murders, more rapes, and more robberies in this country. And England has proven that. New Zealand has proven that. When you take away weapons from law-abiding citizens, crime increases dramatically. In England, over the last 10 years, it went up 87 or 89%. Now, people have got to understand that you cannot take away weapons from the bad guys because you don't know who has them. They're using guns that aren't registered. And I've said this before, what our government should do and what these Democrats should do, instead of screaming, let's take away the Second Amendment rights, why don't you have somebody do a little bit of research? Find out who used which guns to kill the people that they killed. You take a look at Michigan and take a look at Chicago. They have an inordinate number of gun-related murders, as does California. And so it shouldn't be too difficult to determine if the guns that killed those people were registered. And I think you'll find that they weren't registered. And what that does is it clearly proves the point. It makes no sense. When you disarm American law-abiding citizens, you put their life in jeopardy. And you know what's really interesting is all those people that want to take away our guns so we can't protect ourselves, they all have 24/7 armed protection. I mean, I think Hillary and Bill have it for the rest of their lives through Secret Service. If Obama remains in power, he'll get it for 10 years after he's out of office. That's assuming he doesn't go to the big house. And Biden, I think he gets it for 2 years after he's out of office. So they're all entitled to have their lives protected, but we shouldn't be allowed to protect their own lives. Does that make any sense? More important, there is a definite connection, I see, with all these mass murders. And I believe that once the toxicology reports come in, they'll find that the Connecticut shooter, well, there'll be certain chemicals in there as well. And those chemicals are probably the same chemicals that were given to the other shooters, the Colorado shooter and the one in Tucson. That's what I believe. Think otherwise? Well, the odds of the two murderers' fathers being involved in a testimony on LIBOR, which is a $1 trillion scam, it's too unbelievable to believe anything else. Think about it.